But let me state, enough is enough of misinformation, wild speculation by either social media, elected officials, candidates, the media. We do not have any evidence that there is a serial killer loose in Houston, Texas. Let me say that again. There is no evidence that there is a serial killer loose on the streets of Houston. If there was, you would hear it from me first. This is being held to make certain that everyone knows we operate in my administration and HPD in total transparency. What we know and can release to you, you will know as soon as anyone. But at some point in time, we have to let HPD complete its work, give you the facts, look at individual cases. These 5 tragic drownings discovered over a 5-day period is alarming. One is too many. But if you allow HPD to identify the individuals, do their investigation, you will see why we have the best police department in the nation. Our dive team regularly assists other agencies. So I'm before you today to let you know that enough is enough of wild speculation. It's very frustrating to me to be at home and watch the news or social media and see people spread what I know to be false. And so today we brought the chief, captain of homicide, to inform you at what stage the investigations are. Now, I grew up in Houston. Unfortunately, drowning in our bayous is not a new phenomenon. It's an alarming discovery. We have 2,500 miles of bayous or waterways in Houston, Texas. We have homeless living underneath the bridge. What do you think when a homeless person dies from an illness, diabetes or cancer? What do you think his friends and associates do? They do not take him to a funeral home. Unfortunately, the homeless, when they pass, often end up in the bayou. Reason why we're working so hard to get the homeless off the streets of Houston. Alcohol plays a major role. Mental health plays a major role. Unfortunately, there are 2,500 miles of bayous, and people are exposed to them. Sometimes foul play, often not. Accidents. So I'm here today to thank HPD, its investigators, and to make certain that the community knows that while you're working, raising your family, sleeping at night, 24/7, 7 days a week, HPD is doing some of the best investigative work in our nation. Makes me proud to be mayor of Houston. We do have challenges with public safety. One of the reasons I ran for mayor. But a serial killer on the loose is not one of our challenges today as it relates to public safety. Yes, recruitment is at an all-time high. The cadet classes are full. We're headed in the right direction. But today we're here to allow the chief and the captain to let you know exactly what the facts as we know them to be today. Chief Diaz.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I want to thank our media partners for showing up and reporting the facts with us. Our dive team has recovered 5 bodies from bayous across the city of Houston between September 15th and 20th. There's no evidence, and I repeat, no evidence, to suggest that any of these incidents are connected. In all of the 5 incidents, the medical examiner's office will determine the cause of death. The investigation into these incidents is pending the determination of the ME's office. For us as an agency, rumors stir fear and anxiety in our communities. It's important to rely on verified information and investigations. So I'm gonna bring up Captain Zia. He's gonna cover the 5 that happened in the last week so that you can have the facts as we have them at the moment. All this stuff is preliminary. Again, we're not doctors up here. The medical examiner will make the final decision on the causes of death. Captain Zia?
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon, everyone. So I just want to reiterate that in all these, in all 5 instances, the ruling in regards to the manner and cause of death are still pending. So the first incident was September 15th. A body was recovered in Brays Bayou at 4998 Spur 5 Freeway. That's Brays Bayou before 10 a.m. The ME's office identified the deceased as Jade Elise McKissick, 20 years old. Preliminary investigation indicates that there were no signs of trauma or foul play, but again, I reiterate that we have to wait until the actual autopsy results come out. Another body was recovered on the same day. It was located in Hunting Bayou at 13,400 East Freeway at about 11:50 a.m. The ME's office has not identified the deceased individual in that incident. The next one was September 16th. Body was located in White Oak Bayou at 2200 White Oak Drive at about 1:25 p.m. Again, the ME's office has not identified the deceased individual. There was one on September 18th. Body was located in Buffalo Bayou at 400 Jensen Drive at about 2 p.m. ME has not identified the deceased in that incident as well. September 20th was the last incident. A body was located in Buffalo Bayou at 900 North York Street at about 8:25 a.m. The ME's office has identified the deceased in that individual, but because we don't know whether the next of kin have been notified, it wouldn't be right for us to identify that individual at this time. And I just want to reiterate that I understand social media is the medium of communication in today's age, but a lot of times there's a lot of unverified information that circulates. And our job as detectives and as an investigative body is to follow the science and the evidence. And that's what allows us to be able to do our job, and that's what we're focused on.
Okay. Mayor? Wanna close it out?
Any questions?
Any questions?
The non-identified victims, do we know if they were homeless?
I can ask. Well, because they're not identified yet, we don't know that yet. So if you don't have, an example would be if you don't have any form of identification on you,
Yeah.
when you go into the water, and our dive team, which by the way does an amazing job, recovers the victim. They secure the victim, and it goes to the medical examiner's office. So the medical examiner's office will then determine dental records, fingerprints, those kinds of things to make sure that we have accurate information, and they're the experts at it. So for us, it's a recovery, and they make the determination whether it was a drowning or some sort of foul play based on science and evidence.
Chief, what about,
Sorry, Gracie?
well, the number we have for this year, for 2025, I know it was 5 within a so many day period, but altogether we have 14 that we
Right,
counted.
right.
And some of them were not homeless. We have a student from U of H, we have an executive from downtown who would go jogging along the bayou. What can you say about that?
Well, I can just, out of respect for those families, people have complications, people are complicated. And we, as a police agency, don't know what is going on in their personal lives. So we follow the science. We don't judge people for the mishap, for what they're going through personally. As a police department, we're here to help the community, not judge. Whatever happened in their circumstance is their business. And we, as an organization, we're fact finders. We report the facts, and that's it. So that's the 14 number is correct, but 1 is too many. Ms. Winfrey?
Are you able to say what are the age ranges pretty broad? Are the genders broad?
Captain Z, you want to address that?
So we weren't able to find any kind of typical pattern. It runs the gamut. genders, ethnicities, age range.
Do
Were
we-
any of the 14 that we found this year connected to any type of foul play or anything?
Again, well, we've said it a couple of times, that has been determined. Again, the dive team isn't the investigator, dive team is the recovery component of our job. That goes to the medical examiner's office, but we treat every single one as its own event. Yes, ma'am?
So like the mayor mentioned, this is just part of living in Houston. I think she said 14 were recovered this year. Is that like a higher number than average per year?
You know, that's a great question, thank you. Last year there were 24. The mayor's mentioned, one is too many, 2,500 miles of bayou. Yes,
And
ma'am?
I have a follow-up for the mayor. If
Go.
these are determined to be, I mean, we don't know why they died, but would you look at possibly installing any like safety features along the bayou to prevent deaths like this in the future?
Well, obviously, it's been repeated by the professionals, every circumstance is different. Some of them are personal decisions, some of them involve alcohol. And so we have to examine each and every individual. I'm not certain, other than we do have barricades along our bayous. Unfortunately, sometimes people drive into the bayous. And I don't know of a fail-safe way when bayous are such a part of our lifestyle and our environment, other than everyone should be smart, we should look out for each other. But I think when the facts are reported from these instances, you're gonna see each one was very unique. Some of the individuals were facing challenges. And it just concerns me that misinformation and speculation has been driving this for too long. So I said today, enough is enough. Let's bring everyone together. You know, those individuals you just mentioned, Grizzy, we don't publicly know their challenges. One is too many. As a father of two grown daughters, the U of H loss is tragic, but so were the other individuals. But we're going to roll out at the appropriate time what their cell phones revealed, what their families revealed, and you'll see that in the city of 2.3 million people, it's very challenging some days for some of our residents. And certainly, no one was implying, Grizzy, that everyone on this tragic list was homeless. I'd simply pointed out for those that are concerned, the real world out there. I deal with encampments. Encampments, quite frankly, are along the bayous. It's where they bathe. Sometimes with their friends, they go under and don't come back up. And they end up on our list. We ought to do everything we can to get the homeless in a shelter. We're working as I talk to get the homeless in a shelter. But the time frame of these 5 tragedies did set off an alarm. I understand that. But I also understand that's why we've got HPD and the medical examiner and the media, quite frankly. I understand the media's got a job, but I do say enough's enough on speculation, out of respect for the families and also for 2.3 million Houstonians and our region. We have challenges. We're meeting those challenges. But a serial killer loose in Houston is not one of our challenges today. And I would hope that you would spread that word. The losses are great. The U of H student, unfortunate, as are the adults. But I understand how some candidates and elected officials want to excite the voters in their districts, but this is not the time to play politics. The U of H campus is in no greater danger today than it was last month. They've got a good police department. I went to U of H. I understand its challenges of walking across campus in the evening. And we're doing everything we can. We're collaborating with U of H police, TSU police, all of our agencies. But like I said, we've got the finest professionals that you can find. People ask us for assistance on a routine basis. And so I'm just here to assure Houstonians, we're on it. And these will be investigated and reported as soon as possible.
Mayor, you spent a long time in Austin. They deal with their own serial killer theories and stuff like that up there. Now we're dealing with it. What do you think is behind these rumors? Why do they tend to take hold?
Sensationalism, and I can't speak for the Austin circumstances, but think what you just said. They've got their serial killer, implying that we got one. I don't know the facts of Austin. I do know the Houston facts. And there is absolutely no evidence that would support that there's a serial killer. Austin, you know, I can't speak to it.
For the chief or the captain, it sounds like a lot of the work that you guys have to do once these bodies are recovered depends on whatever the medical examiner's office finds. So, are you aware of, one, any delays that are delaying the work that you guys are then able to do? Or can you speak to us about like the condition that these people are being found in that might make it more difficult to actually, I mean, since 3 of them are still unidentified from the last week?
Yeah, so as far as the ME's office, we can't dictate how long it takes them to complete an autopsy. It's not a simple process. There's a lot of steps that have to be taken in. So I'll defer that question to them in terms of how long, what their process looks like. Just because the ME is pending an investigation doesn't necessarily mean that the investigation stops. So there's still work that detectives can do while that ruling is coming forward. Interview witnesses, document what the scene looked like, try to recover surveillance footage, any digital evidence that we can find, and try to put as many pieces of the puzzle together while we're awaiting for that ME ruling. So the work doesn't stop, and I can tell you that from the moment that we get the call, our detectives are on the job, doing the best they can and working as hard as possible. So hopefully I answered your question.
What can you guys say that'll stop people from talking about that?
Just be responsible. Again, social media is here, it's not going away, right? Just get facts, find the reliable news source to make those kinds of determinations, because someone that's not even in our community can post something, make it up with artificial intelligence and make it seem like it's real, and then the data's not even in our city, it may be somewhere else. So just don't rely on something that you see on one of the social media apps that are spreading misinformation, because all it does is hurts our community. It stokes fear in our community, and we're here to make sure that the community feels safe, to know that this police department is doing an outstanding job. Every single event is treated with respect for the decedent, for the victims, notifying the family. It is a process for us. We owe it to the victim that we do our very best to make sure that we report the facts. That's all we are, is the fact finders, right? And if there is a crime related to it, then we'll do our very best with a remarkable homicide team, the best in the country, to make sure that we report the right information, because we have to prepare everything for charges, right? So it's just not, like I said, the work doesn't stop, right? So for us, it's important that the community knows, because we're grateful for the resources that the community gives us to do this job. And for us as an agency, we respect that and really identify with the care that the city gives this department. So we work collectively with the department, with the community, to make sure that the city is safe. And that's our #1 priority. That's Mayor John Whitmire's #1 priority, is public safety. So we're very grateful, and we're grateful for the hard work that the men and women do every single day.
Is there a possibility of possible like trail cams or cameras or anything maybe in the future?
Well, there's already some sort of footprint in different establishments, but the message should be, if you know, people shouldn't get into the waterways. They're dangerous. If it rains out west, an inch or two, the waterway, it's incredible. Because I see people, because I actually ride my bicycle on the trails, and I see people on kayaks. Right, you get a storm out west, and the water comes somewhere. Those bayous are designed to move water towards Galveston, right? So if you get in it, the water, it may look still on the bottom. Underneath it, it's very, very rough water, and then there's debris, branches. Sometimes there's trash that you can just get caught up in, and you can drown in it. So they're very dangerous. I don't recommend fishing. I don't any kind of sport or even getting into it, because again, they're designed to move water, not to be on top of. Any other questions?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's important that we get the right information, so I'm very grateful for the time. Thank you.
Thank you.